Good tactical morning, Airsoft players. We're back here with a review of a Polarstar gun that we had just done, and more specifically a jack system. The jack idea has been around for a few years now. Started off first by SMP, and then Polarstar jumped on the train very quickly because of the fact of the versatility of the jack system, the drop-in system, and the affordability. This is what your jack comes in when you order it online. You get a nice white basic small box, there's jack on it, and inside the box you will get your jack, your trigger board, a wiring harness, and that's about it. And all you need to do to install it is very simple. You take your standard gearbox out of your gun. You take out all the internals, all the gears, everything. You put in the jack where the cylinder would go in an AEG, and you install the trigger board in replacement of the AEG trigger board, and you run the wiring harness to either the front or the back, preferably out the back. That's what it's generally meant for, especially version 2, and you're good to go. The only thing that a lot of people tend to forget about when switching over to a Polarstar system is price of tanks and price of regulators and prices of line. The jack itself runs you around $300. A good tank will run you $200, and then you want a good regulator, you're looking at $75, $80 on top of that. So the tank and the regulators and your lines are just as expensive as the jack system itself. The same thing goes for a Polarstar and SMP or in any other type of HPA setup you have going on. To my left, you'll see Kenny. Kenny is a member of Team Impact Airsoft, located in Chesapeake, Virginia, playing at home field of Ballahack Airsoft. He, in his hands, has his Polarstar Crytek CRB that we just did a couple days ago, and we're still working out some of the stuff with tuning as far as pop at the well and some of the range and FPS things that we want to set on it. But I'm going to give it over to him. Kenny, go ahead. I want to see what you think so far after playing a few games this week with that.
So this is my CRB made by Crytek. On here is a fake ACOG, a foregrip, and a suppressor, that has foam in it. This will make the guns more silenced as the foam will take the air. And yeah.
Now, I know that as of 2015, 2016, now going into 2017, the ATF has ruled airsoft foam suppressors as real suppressors. So now they have to be called banana something?
Bananas. Cream-filled bananas is what we call.
Cream-filled bananas is what they are now called, because foam suppressors are illegal in the world of airsoft.
Because the government technically thinks this can be used as a real suppressor on a real steel weapon.
Liberals.
Yes. So, what we have connecting to this is an Amped Airsoft custom line that connects to a Amped Airsoft custom rig that has an LPR regulator on top of a Ninja tank. This tank will last me all day, and probably a lot of you all day at a game of Airsoft.
Now the tank, a good thing to remember about tanks are, you have PSI increments. You can get 3,000 or 4,500 PSI. Now that is the pressure that's inside of the tank, not the size of the tank itself. When you're looking at the size of the tank itself online, you want to look for if it says 45 Q, that's cubic, or 90 Q. We run 90 Qs and 45 Qs. We have two 90s and three 45 tanks. Usually we don't even get through the 90s. We have the 45s as backups. You never know. Tank might break, which is very rare. Never actually had a tank break. We did one time. We didn't realize that our tank was out of hydro, one of our tanks. So we were able to use a backup tank because we weren't paying attention. But it's always good to have a backup tank if a buddy needs one, or you end up going through more ammo than you expected. LPR stands for low pressure regulators. An LPR regulator is made for a standard tank. The Ninja tank here is an SLP tank, which stands for super low pressure, which is made to use a SLP regulator. Now SLP tanks only put out about 200 to 300 psi. A standard tank puts out about 8 to 9. So you cannot use an SLP regulator with a standard tank, but you can use an SLP tank with a standard regulator. The difference is that the LPR regulators are a bit bigger, a bit tougher. They can handle more output, so putting less through it isn't going to hurt it at all. But if you do run an SLP regulator on a regular tank, you will blow out the solenoid, and you're not going to have a good day. It's going to be a very, very disappointing day and week for you. Now, Kenny mentioned the Amped Airsoft custom internal grip line. That is something we ordered and we did personally. We feel like the lines last longer. They're more durable. They're braided. As you can see, the lines come braided, and they go all the way, and it replaces your standard PVC too. You get a better, in my opinion, it flexes more. It's more durable. You can get a better air seal. It's screwed directly to the jack itself. More reliable. And it's just all around. For how much did you pay for it again?
$19.99.
Was it $19.99? Like about $20, maybe $30 after shipping. But it's well worth it if you're going to go with a jack system. In Polarstars, they make one for the Fusion engine as well. A little more expensive, a little more complicated to install, but well worth the money, in our personal opinion.
Thanks for all the support, guys. We really appreciate it. Please stay tuned for the next video that should be coming out very shortly. Subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks for the support.